Hello, Quizticles, and welcome to another Sunday night special, 26th of January. 3 more rounds coming up, so while I give you a bit of a crack, I thought I'd put up the new advert on the front. Remind everyone that every single Sunday, 7:30, the quiz lands on YouTube and Facebook. You'll find Tusked Trivia if you search for the channel for Facebook and for YouTube. Pop on subscribe, pop on your notifications, make sure you're getting the updates. Spotify, by the time you're hearing this, we'll have had our first episode that launched on the 21st of January, 11 a.m. every Tuesday morning on Spotify. Simply search Tusked Trivia and you'll find Trivial Tuesday. So a quick 5-minute every week, 5 questions, a little bit of a fun fact, bit of a daft sort of motivational thing, and a bit of a roundup of any news or anything happening. TuskedTrivia.com is home of the special edition quizzes, exclusive home of the special edition quizzes. 7 now ready to launch. Got 3 written. By the time you hear this, I've probably got another 2 written. They're going to land over the course of the next few weeks, and they will be exclusive to the website under the special edition section. The weekly stuff stays on YouTube and Facebook, but all the specials will be exclusive to the website going forward. Some extra content there as well that's growing all the time as I get time to fill that in. I've even created a daft little merchandise, so there's only a few things on at the minute, little things there. Any news and updates will sort of land through there as well. I've put a link to the Spotify show on the front page. Also, if you have any requests for any charities or special events or anything like that you'd like to see, I can see if I can get them onto the page and also onto some of the channels as well. However, back with added music and everything, we will kick you off in just a moment. And here we go, round number 1, as has been recently, will be a connections round. You know the format, we're pre-recorded, rewind, go back and forward, pause if you need a bit longer. I don't spend a huge amount of time on each question because you can hit pause and you just want to have a load of dead air. And I'm not going to lie, it makes uploading them a little bit quicker as well because the files are a bit smaller. So off we go with the connections round. If you have played along before, you know the drills. If not, there's basically 10 questions. The first 9 will give you what might seem very random answers, but question number 10 will be what links them all together. All 9 will have a common theme. So sometimes you might get a question where you go, oh, it could be that or it could be that. It'll generally be one of them because only one will work with the link. There will be the occasional one that slips through, but we'll cover them when we come to it. I'm still working on these, so some will be better than others. Some might be like, how did he think of that one? But it's a work in progress. Bear with me. Question number 1. Which battle of the Peninsular War saw Wellington face and defeat Napoleon? Easy for me to say. Which battle of the Peninsular War saw Wellington face and defeat Napoleon? Hopefully it's sounding better. I did treat myself to a new microphone, what we're doing the podcast. So I thought I might just treat myself, and it seems to be a little bit better at my end. Any feedback welcome. Question number 2. What words are the final spoken by the bride and groom to agree to the marriage? So what words are the final spoken by the bride and groom to agree to the marriage? Feel right professional, headphones and everything now. Question number 3. Manuka is a top shelf and expensive type of what sweet treat? So Manuka is a top shelf and expensive type of what sweet treat? It's meant to be amazing when you see like 15 and 20 quid a jar. It's like, I don't know how good that could be. It probably is amazing, but I'm tight. Question number 4. What message might be sent from a ship in distress? So what message might be sent from a ship in distress? I do apologise, I do feel the microphone picks up all the sound of drinking a drink of water and everything. Question 5. Elizabeth, Victoria and Boudica all held which regal title? So Elizabeth, Victoria and Boudica all held which regal title? Get these connection round ideas in my head and go, that'll be an amazing one. Then after like an hour and a half still writing questions going, this is a really bad idea. But if they're not testing for you, they're testing for me, so hopefully they work. Number 6. Soldiers who cannot be found during wartime may be considered as being what 3 letters? So soldiers who cannot be found during wartime may be considered as being what 3 letters? Number 7. Christopher Biggins is often considered the most famous pantomime what of all time? Christopher Biggins is often considered the most famous pantomime what of all time? Number 8. The tongue is to taste what sight is to the... So the tongue is to taste what sight is to the what? And look at it this way, if you don't get the link, you might go, well, I can get all 9 of them. It's only dropping a point. Sorry, the mic now has a cough button, thankfully, as well, so I don't deafen you. Number 9, F1 star Alonso and footballer Torres share which first name? F1 star Alonso and footballer Torres share which first name? And number 10, what links them all together? So what links all of them together? Picture round coming up, and then round 3 we're going to go with some decades starting tonight. So we're going to go through a few decades week on week. That'll carry us probably the next 5 or 6 weeks for that. But yeah, picture round soap stars. So you're going to see 10 famous soap stars. All we want is the name of the character. Not the actor or actress, but the actual character that they are portraying. Kick you off with a nice easy one for number 1. Nice and easy for number 1. What about number 2? Number 2, if you're not a soap fan, these might be tricky. Number 3. Number 3. Number 4. Number 4. What about number 5? Oh, I didn't just stick to British soaps. I like to get international. Number 6. Number 6. Number 7. Who's number 7? What about number 8? Number 8. Just noticed a lot of the numbers have balloons on them. I changed around. Placeholders, never mind. Sorry, talking to myself. Number 9. About number 9. And to finish you off for the picture round, number 10. Number 10. Right, that's your picture round. Off we go to number 3 with the 1950s. 10 questions all about the 1950s. Number 1. In 1953, who became the first to reach the summit of Mount Everest? So in 1953, who became the first to reach the summit of Mount Everest? I'll be quite nice with that one. I'll be flexible, shall we say, with number 1. I said I'll be flexible. You're marking it yourselves at the end of the day. Number 2, Velcro was commercially introduced in this decade. Is that true or false? So Velcro was commercially introduced in the 1950s. Is that true or false? Number 3, who became Prime Minister of Cuba in 1959? Who became Prime Minister of Cuba in 1959? Question number 4. Who's that famous face? Who is the famous face for number 4? See, sneaking in extra pictures and everything. What a guy. Number 5. What was the nickname of Bill Haley's backing group? What was the name of Bill Haley's backing group? It was Bill Haley, wasn't he? Yeah, Haley's double L. Yeah, Bill Haley. Number 6. Which rebel without a cause died in 1955? So which rebel without a cause died in 1955? Apparently I play about with the echo and stuff. Number 7. Beloved children's... Oh, could you put that in properly? No, let's not play about with that, actually. Ignore us. Sorry, beloved children's author Theodore Geisel is better known by what name? So beloved children's author Theodore Geisel is better known by which name? Geisel? You can see how it's spelled. Sorry, new microphone playing about with things. Probably shouldn't do that when I'm actually recording. My bad. So Theodore Geisel, or Geisel, I don't know how you pronounce it, not how it's spelled, but what name is he better known by? And number 8, the 27th of July 1953 saw the end of which war? So the 27th of July 1953 saw the end of which war? What is good for? Absolutely nothing. Number 9. What year was NASA founded? So what year was NASA founded? And finally, question number 10, round 3, end of the quiz. Who in March 1958 became known by the number 533-10761? So who in March 1958 became known by the number 533-10761? We'll give you a minute there, then we'll go you right back to the beginning and join us when you are ready in just a moment. Welcome back to the answers as we go all the way back to the connection round. And number 1, which battle of the Peninsular War saw Wellington face and defeat Napoleon? That was Waterloo. Waterloo for number 1. Number 2, what words are the final spoken by the bride and groom to agree to the marriage? That is I do. So I do for 2. Number 3, Manuka is a top shelf and expensive type of what sweet treat? That is honey. Honey for number 3. Number 4, what message might be sent from a ship in distress? It's an SOS. SOS for number 4. Number 5, Elizabeth, Victoria and Boudica all held the regal title of Queen. Queen for number 5. Not sure it's the right kind of queen for the connection, but if you've got it, you might get it. Number 6, soldiers who cannot be found during wartime may be considered as being what 3 letters? M-I-A, Mia, I suppose. 7, Christopher Biggins is considered the most famous pantomime dame of all time. Dame for number 7. Number 8, the tongue is to taste what sight is to the eyes. The eyes for number 8. And number 9, F1 star Alonso and footballer Torres share the first name Fernando. Fernando. So what links them all together? So number 1, Waterloo. Number 2, I do. Honey, honey for number 3. SOS for 4. Dancing Queen for 5. Mamma Mia for 6. Dame, dame, dame for 7. Angel Eyes for 8, Fernando for 9. They are all the titles of ABBA songs. ABBA songs, linked them together. Look, I did say it was harder than you think, but if you got the other 9, but if you did get them together, I'd love to hear by what point you got it. Are you one of those people who heard Waterloo and just went, it's ABBA, and got it on number 1? Anyway, Soap Stars for number 2. We carry on regardless. So that's Peggy Mitchell. Peggy Mitchell for number 1. And number 2 is Eric Pollard. Eric Pollard from Emmerdale. Emmerdale for Eric Pollard. Number 3 from Coronation Street is Alf Roberts. Alf Roberts for 3. Number 4 from Hollyoaks is Tony Hutchison. Tony Hutchison for number 4. Number 5 all the way from Down Under and Neighbours, it's Mrs. Mangle. Nell Mangle for number 5. Casualties Charlie Fairhead for number 6. Charlie Fairhead for number 6. Back Down Under for Home and Away in Marilyn Chambers. Marilyn Chambers for number 7. Off to Albert Square for number 8, and it's Dot Cotton. Dot Cotton for number 8. Emmerdale again for number 9. Andy Sugden. Andy Sugden for 9. And back to Coronation Street for number 10. Hilda Ogden. Hilda Ogden for number 10. Markham Scorum. On we go to finish it off with the 1950s. And in 1953, who became the first to reach the summit of Mount Everest? It was Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay. So Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay. They would never acknowledge who got there first. So Hillary and Norgay. If you've just got Edmund Hillary, that's fine. Or Hillary and Sherpa Tenzing, that's fine. He was the Sherpa. Number 2, Velcro was commercially introduced in this decade. That is true. It was true for the 1950s. Number 3, Prime Minister of Cuba in 1959 was Fidel Castro. Fidel Castro for 3. Number 4, that is Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe for number 4. Number 5, Bill Haley's backing group were the Comets. The Comets for number 5. Number 6, James Dean. James Dean, the rebel that died in 1955. Number 7, beloved children's author Theodore Geisel, better known as Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss for number 7. Number 8, the 27th of July 1953 saw the end of the Korean War. The Korean War for number 8. Number 9, NASA was founded in 1958. 1958 for question 9. And finally, in March 1958, he became known by the number 533-10761. It was the army number for Elvis Aaron Presley. Elvis for number 10. So, we hope to see you back every single Sunday at 7:30. Don't forget to check out Spotify every Tuesday morning at 11 it lands for Trivial Tuesday, a little 5-minute podcast. Specials are going to be landing on the website as we speak. I will announce on the page. I think I've got the first 7 lined up what I want to go for, but it may be subject to change, but they should be landing probably in a day or 2 you're hearing this one. Check us out, follow, subscribe and all that good stuff. And we will speak to you and see you very, very soon. Ladies and gentlemen, Quizticles, thank you and enjoy the rest of your evening.